A French-Canadian newspaper just published this piece, and we need to talk about it. Here's the front page of Le Devoir, and it says the Washington version of events in Minneapolis is contested, and that's noteworthy and important, but that's not the story I want to talk about. It's actually this one. And no, we don't need a translator for that. And this is a front cover piece where this Canadian journalist is warning that what's happening in the United States follows a very familiar historical pattern. And to be clear, this has all been translated from French. She says, it has been clear for a long time for anyone who wants to see it clearly that those who run the federal government have nothing to do with the rule of law. And from there, he's not talking about one incident or one person. He's talking about the rise of an authoritarian state and how that rise usually works. He explains that in these systems, power isn't responding to chaos, it's the one that often creates it. That threats are exaggerated or invented. State violence is reframed as law enforcement or law and order. And this is where history comes in, because he reminds us that authoritarian movements don't begin fully formed. And he reminds us that Mussolini didn't start as a dictator. He started with just 20,000 fascist supporters, the squadistri. Mussolini's early movement was loud, repetitive, obsessed with enemies of the nation, liberals, socialists, communists. Sound familiar? And all built around this idea that violence was necessary in order to restore order. Now, that's exactly what we're seeing in the United States. The Trump regime, well, really, Stephen Miller, is using immigrants and Democrats to incite violence, framing them as the enemy. And as this author reminds us, we know from history that's how fascist regimes often start.